Good evening, everyone, and welcome back to the Sultans of Shadilay podcast. I am, as most of the time, your host, Bezic, and today we've got all the boys back in town.
Yay.
Damn right.
Dave's so enthusiastic. Dave's just thrilled to be here.
I fucking hate the time change so fucking much.
Oh, yeah, that's right. You're getting fucked over today.
I mean, I got an extra hour of sleep, but still, it's just fucking stupid to change my schedule.
Yeah. You know what's really going to fuck you off, Dave?
The daylight saving?
When it changes again in like a month.
Yeah, right, like 2 weeks.
Yeah.
The thing that pisses me off most, I think, about this, about the fucking time change, is because the only reason we're out of sync with the rest of the planet is because of George W. fucking Bush. It was like we were totally fine until the early 2000s when the fucking drunk cowboy took over and fucked us over. You made it so kids can't trick or treat at when it's dark out in on Halloween because the fucking time change is so late. So now when the kid goes out at 6 o'clock, it's not as dark. Or you go out at 7 or 8, you got to wait for it to be like 9 o'clock before it starts getting fucking dark because that cocksucker had to change the time change.
Yeah. And the solution to this is abolish daylight savings.
Absolutely.
Amen.
Yeah, all these cunts are like, oh, but an extra hour of shut the fuck up and get up earlier in the morning.
Not being a whiny bitch. You can do it.
That's really what it comes down to. Oh, this extra hour of shut the fuck up. Just shut the fuck up. Quit fucking talking. I don't want to hear your retarded shit. That's
Yep. Do you think the cows magically, on whatever day it was this fucking month that it changed, fucking changed what time the milking was needed? The farmers are getting up at the same fucking time in the morning because the cows can't tell the time. The cows are going to show up at the correct solar time because some ideas are so retarded that only a sapient creature could come up with them.
Yeah. Only the truly sentient can be truly stupid.
Mm-hmm. I'm not looking forward to the fucking change in time either for the British one, because that means it's gonna move the time an hour earlier, which just fucks everything. 11 o'clock is actually worse than midnight. It's harder to have an old man nap when you need to start 11.
right.
Well, any time's a good time for an old man nap. Just saying.
Back in my day.
I remember back in my day. Barely, but I do. All right, who do we have over in the chat? So Restream is showing me a Callum, a Marco, a Maureen. Oh, Bobcat's here. And that's all so far. You don't know if anyone else got in before the chat started tracking. But hello, chat. Welcome.
We shall see.
All right. I suppose I'll get started with the shilling and we'll see if we get distracted along the way.
Yay. 50-50 chance. Most likely, actually.
We usually get distracted. So, if you'd like to support the show, and by support the show, I basically mean buy Bezik's new computer components for him. You can pop on over to the subscribe star, and starting as low as $5 a month, you can support us directly. In exchange for your dollars, you get your name in the credits, you get to vote in member-only polls. If we run them, they're rare. I need to stop being lazy and actually do some shit for you to vote on. Yay. You also, while Discord lasts, get special roles and channels in the fucking Discord. Going up to $15 for the vizier tier, you get to submit additional comments that'll be read live on the show, and you get to join us for monthly gaming / Spurg hangouts. we may play games. We may go on wildly autistic ramblings. Who knows? We don't.
Or we might be horribly, horribly, horribly racist.
Don't give away the bonus content.
Is
damn it.
Prime here? Oh, he is too. Yeah, the chat was hiding him.
Oh, hey, PK.
Now he primed.
Yeah. PK never goes in the corner.
And of course, go at $30 a month, you get to go up to the Grand Vizier tier, and where you can submit video comments that'll be viewed live on the show. And this is where I'd play one if I had one to show you, but unfortunately I don't. So instead, I'm going to press the new button on my soundboard.
It is with my great displeasure and horrified feelings to tell you that, women.
Part of the crew, part of the ship.
Part of the crew, part of the ship. He has made a fatal error giving me that soundbite. And since explaining that soundbite is an excuse to segue over to Trim's channel, Trim, what the fuck was that?
That there was in the screen is a Zaku 2, a special type of version, which is Danny DeLito's favorite, which incidentally was my guest for this episode. Had a good time talking about different Gundam stuff, and I'm looking forward to next time we're going to talk about it. Hopefully we'll talk either about something Mech Warrior or one of the Rickdoms.
Yay!
Nice.
Hour and 40 minutes.
What do you find out? See, I can be short. I don't have to drag out all fucking day. I can if you want me to.
And will.
So,
Exactly.
Trim,
Yes.
how long do you think it took in that video for you to actually introduce Danny by name?
Let's see. The video is about 1 hour and 40 minutes. So I guess 1 hour and 32.
1 hour and 37-ish, I believe.
Darn it. So close.
I was messaging Trim going, who the fuck is this? It sounds like one of the Americans in the audience. But I only hear them like once a month. I'll be working off on a reference image. It looks very much like it with a bit of the Trim special style added.
You know it. I've really, over the last year, I've really started getting into Gundam for a lot of different reasons. Though I still stick with the opinion that the best mechs are the grunt mechs. Fuck hero mechs and their bullshit plot armor.
Trim discovers plot armor. Speaking of plots, Trim, have you figured out?
Yes.
Have you figured out why Orphan Farm Boy makes people who are well read groan? Yet.
Because it's a very, 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 very common trope.
Yes. And basically tells you Orphan Farm Boy saves the universe. It's such a big trope that even that space-flavored fantasy story Star Wars does it.
Yes, twice actually. Well, no,
Yeah.
mother, so
Can't
not
be.
really.
Can't do that.
Yeah.
Man,
Search your
that's funny.
feelings, you
I
know
can
it to
think
be
of
true.
I can think of 2 animes right off the top of my head that use that trope.
Oh god, anime is awful for it. And anime is absolutely
Every
filthy
anime
with
like
it.
that?
No, most animes these days involve a truck.
Well, that too. Hey, Full Metal Alchemist always is that. They're fucking farm. They're technically orphan farm
Yeah.
boys.
Yeah. Yeah, they kind of
Well,
are.
that's
So
what-
that's 3.
Yeah.
But
Eh,
yeah.
Yeah, but
Also-
is the big plot twist that they're actually the child of either the big good guy or the big bad guy?
Yes,
Because-
actually, Hohenheim is their father, and he's it's
Yeah.
it's a plot.
Goddamn, it makes me want to watch that. That show fucking slaps, dude.
Mm.
Full Metal
Alchemist
Alchemist
is the
and
fucking
Brotherhood.
it's the best anime ever.
It's certainly
I
up
don't know
there.
if I'll go with that, but
Yeah,
it's
I don't
pretty
know.
good.
It's definitely up there. And it was back when they actually finished shit.
Right?
Yes.
Oh, fuck.
Oh my god!
Yeah,
like,
I know we all
Yeah.
have personal opinions and tastes, but for me, Full Metal Alchemist is perfect for me at least. Story wise, character wise, everything. I really like it.
yeah, yeah. So many animes these and mangas in particular are filthy for it. They'll
Yeah.
have an idea for maybe 50 chapters worth of story, but then they'll get picked up by a publisher and then go, what if we made it like 500 chapters? Please
Yeah.
don't. You don't
Or-
have 500 chapters worth of actual shit happening.
And the fucking and the one of the most annoying things for me, a pet peeve, is the instant power fantasy. The main character is powerful immediately, and at this point, then you wonder, what the fuck is the risk? Where's any of the risk? The
Right.
fucking anorectic freak that looks like a femboy is gonna fucking kill everyone anyway. Why does it matter? What can possibly threaten him? Oh, he threatens their loved ones. Yes, yes. Which is kind of can be intense, but when it happens every single fucking time, it's just boring.
Exactly, but enough enough about Goku.
Yeah, yeah.
Got him.
God damn it.
Coincidentally, is also an orphan farm boy.
Oh, good God.
Oh my God.
You know who else is an orphan farm boy?
Superman?
Yep.
Yeah.
I believe she used secretly the head of the throne of England.
Yes, actually. I mean, technically, yeah. If you want to go down there, I mean, I do descend from the Plantagenet line, so deal with it, bitches.
You would do a better job than the current one. Hell, would you like being the king of Norway? I think you'd do a better job than the current ones.
I mean, yes, but I'll rule with an iron fist, but also proclaim that monarchy is lame and gay.
Okay, so tell me again where's the bad part of that?
There isn't.
Exactly. So get your ass over here.
Oh dear. Yeah. I'll have to plan a segment around tropes and things in literature and bring some examples and actually put it on the agenda, because that can make for some good fun.
Yeah.
It's also an excuse to read some.
Yeah, you first.
It's also an excuse to read some books with purpose. Go ahead, Trim.
Yes. I just want to point out that I'm really happy with how the Zaku came out. I'm not usually good when it comes to mechs and that shit, but that one came out really damn well.
Yeah. The reference did help.
Yep.
Right. Next on the agenda, I suppose we go over to the boys. Dave should, I believe, has the next stream scheduled. What have you guys been up to, boys?
Yeah, well, last week we did Van Dyke, which I guess is interesting because that we talked a lot about, or we talked a bit about King Charles the First,
Yep.
of the Stuart line, who was he dissolved Parliament a few times because he was tired of their bullshit, and then Cromwell came in and they chopped his fucking head off. But yeah, we talked about Anthony Van Dyke, who did he revolutionized portraiture for the Baroque era. This week we're talking about Hendrik Terbruggen, who is an Utrecht Caravaggiist, there was a group of artists in the Netherlands, or in Holland at the time, that they went and studied in Italy for a bit, and they absorbed a lot of the style from Caravaggio and then brought it back and mixed it with the Northern European tradition. So he was one of the first people to fuse the Italian traditions of Caravaggio and the darker Baroque with the lighter, kind of more animated Northern Renaissance or Northern Baroque traditions at the time. And he did some interesting work. He was another short-lived artist, but I wanted to talk about some of those people. And yeah, that'll be it. And then next week we're going to talk about Rococo after that. So that should be an interesting one as well. But that's what's on the slate for this Tuesday at 9 a.m.
7
Wednesday
Eastern.
night. Yeah, Wednesday 9 a.m. Australian time, 7 p.m. Eastern time.
All specific and interesting.
Yeah.
We try.
Scheduling's fun.
Show what now?
Okay, Michael Jackson.
Also, he did nothing wrong, by the way.
Sure.
I'm going to leave that alone and move rapidly on.
Meanwhile, the Jimmy Savile fan club.
Exactly.
Michael Jackson was innocent.
Possibly.
wasn't.
He was definitely a
trying to help.
nutter,
He was
though.
actually trying to help. Oh, the nutter,
he's-
yes, but you can be crazy and still be on the right side.
Yeah. But I'd rather not risk it. So I'm just going to put Michael Jackson in the bin and just not bother about it. Because he's dead now, so he can't be hurt anymore.
Right.
Yeah.
And unless he's been seen wandering around fucking Graceland with elves again this week.
You just hear ghostly.
Fucking screaming in the bushes. Oh,
You know what's
dear.
funny is I heard a comparison of Michael Jackson singing without music. So someone took a Michael Jackson performance and stripped all the music out of it.
Mhm.
And it, halftime performance without music. It's like, right, they were comparing the two, and it's embarrassing how bad that guy is without his shitty background music.
But
Like,
he
he's
sucks
just
with his
mumbling
music.
He sucks with it, but man, it's just absolutely ridiculous.
I am
So-
blessed enough to say that I have no idea who this Bad Bunny guy is. All I know is that everyone hates him.
All I know is that all the
Yeah.
right people hate him.
Yeah.
True.
And we got
And all-
Morning
and all the
Danny
wrong
and
people love.
Morning Maylocks in the
Hey,
chat.
excellent. Good to see you, though. Right. To finish up the shilling, Disco and I both have channels, but fuck all's happened there recently because Disco's still dead. Apparently, she's getting better, but she's still dead.
We're using necromancy. It's a slow process.
Yeah, to get a diamond that big is really expensive. No points to the D&D reference. Well, fuck you all.
Sorry, I kind of zoned out. What?
I'm just looking at your banner thinking how painfully bad you need a new one.
Right? Don't I? If only Jim would pull his fucking finger out.
I've been busy, okay? Fuck you.
I'm just gonna steal one of his pictures one of these days and shove it in there.
Actually, that might be a good
That's
placeholder.
yeah, that's probably what I need to do. Just shove in like what is it? The Helldive thumbnail would probably do. Just stick that in there.
Just, yeah, do that until we find something else. That's
Yeah, just to get the weird eyes out.
agreed.
Speaking of, I want something like this, but for me, Trim.
Yes.
Good old disco. There's a monkey. And somehow, three of us make an appearance in this.
Disco riding a cat. Is that
Yeah.
what that is?
Yep.
Yeah,
That's what
George.
King George.
Yeah.
And the Bessic at the back of my head telling me things and shooting things.
Yeah, and instead of a demon and an angel on his shoulders, Jim's got a British
Australia.
Imperial officer with an odd accent for the time. Yeah, yes, there is a monkey right there. In thumbnail.
So he can't keep his fucking pants on.
At least he's wearing underwear, which frankly is an improvement for monkey.
Yeah.
That's how you know he's a European monkey and not an African monkey. What?
He's got his budgie smugglers on.
At least he's wearing pants. That is an improvement. And there's no candle in sight. Right. Suppose we should look at doing something that is actually important. So, until we get distracted again, it's not been a good week for Islamic terrorists in the US.
So it's been a good week for the U.S.
Correct. It's been a good week for everyone who matters.
Yeah.
Hooray!
So, there were two terror attacks in one fucking day. On what was it, the 12th? Is that Monday
Oh, Jesus Christ.
or Thursday? No, I've had such a fucking horrid week. I don't even know what day the 12th was.
Was it Wednesday, actually? Well, one happened Wednesday, one was Thursday.
I thought they were the same day. Yeah. We might figure that out in the process. But there were two terror attacks in really close proximity in time. And they did not go well for the attacker, which means they went really, really well for everyone else.
Let's see. Can I read this out loud? Because I do like this one.
I don't know. Can you read?
Let's see. I'll give it a shot. Students render gunman no longer alive after campus shooting that killed one, injured two.
Yeah. So, FBI Director Cash Patel says shooting being investigated as act of terrorism. Really, Cash? Really? Good job. Good job. I'm so fucking glad we've got a diversity hired Indian running the FBI.
Oh shit.
Fucking beats.
It says students subdued suspect. Oh, they subdued the shit out of him, all right.
Nothing's more subdued than a fucking corpse.
Yeah.
I like the fact, and maybe the facts have come out, but it's been either he was beaten to death or stabbed to death.
You know, whatever it takes to neutralize the threat. That's all that
Yeah.
matters.
I mean, the dude fucked up by going into a ROTC, recruit officer training. It's like, yeah, no, you're fucking around, man. You're gonna find out.
Like, they're not the regular pussy college students. Like, those guys are there to in preparation to go to fucking war.
Well, it seems like
those people just look. Oh, sorry.
It from the pictures I've seen that may or may not be him, but we'll look into it as we go. I think the reason that he chose the ROTC is personal, specifically, because he's in some of the pictures that are claimed to be of him. He's in something that looks suspiciously like a military uniform, but clearly isn't actually military. So I think it might be a ROTC uniform.
I think that was a National Guard uniform.
It's hard to tell. Yeah. But we'll find out if it comes up. But either way, fortunately, he did attack a bunch of people who were fit and prepared and willing to enact violence against their enemy. So, suspect.
I'm wondering is how much would you like to think that the students who neutralized the target were actually just waiting for something like this to happen, and when it happens, like, oh, this is my moment.
To be fair, most guys have that fantasy. These guys being ROTC just happen to be more like the type that are A, capable, and B, mentally prepared. So, the suspect has been identified as Mohammed Jallo. It's always a Mohammed. Yep. Previously convicted of providing ISIL material support.
Can we stop with the ISIL? It's ISIS.
Yeah.
Sorry, just pet peeve.
Yeah, but they prefer to be. They prefer to be called this. I don't care what they prefer to be called. They're terrorists. Just like I don't give a fuck what the French want to be called. They're all terrorists. I don't really care. I don't care if the French want to be called the Great Caliphate of Baguette. So, FBI Director Diversity Hire said, suspect is dead thanks to a group of brave students who stepped in and subdued him. Subdued the shit out of him. Victim who died has been identified as Lieutenant Colonel Brandon Shah. So, Norfolk, Virginia. Interesting place. I've heard about it. Everything I know about Norfolk comes from Jag.
I mean, we had the big railroad center headquartered out of there. Although, amusingly, they misspelled Norfolk. Not Norfolk, but Norfolk. But they put an R in front of the last K. So it's Norfolk on the fucking company building.
Fucking idiots.
Yep.
So we don't need to reread bits we already have. The gunman is also dead, having been rendered no longer alive. Oh, God.
Rendered no longer alive?
It's that soft, feminine, retarded way of saying shit.
Yep. Repeat itself continuously for no reason.
Yeah. It's like, rendered no longer alive. No, he had the shit kicked out of him until he was rendered paste. Which is the correct outcome.
Which is what you should do. Turn him into fucking Vegemite.
Yeah, according to some random woman, special agent in charge of the FBI Norfolk field office. This Bible, we were started by the... oh, shut up. You don't care. You've never met it. The FBI mourns the loss of life. That's odd. One of the greatest mass shootings of innocents in America... well, two of the greatest mass shootings of innocents in America, I'm pretty sure were committed by the fucking FBI. But we'll leave that alone for a different tinfoil hat moment.
Yeah. Well, we'll not talk about Waco for now.
That's a whole different kettle of fish. Oh my God, this article sucks.
So I'm starting to learn some shit about coded language, right?
Mm-hmm.
So when they say shit like ISIL instead of ISIS, it's kind of similar to when news dildos say Kyiv instead of Kiev and spell it K-Y-I-V. It's like, no, it's K-I-E-V. That's how it's always been in the West. You're anti-American.
We have to decolonize our language.
Right. So people who talk like that and people who say shit like rendered unalive, they're just anti-American shit libs. That's really what it comes down to. It's coded fucking language. When you hear someone talk like that, understand you're talking to someone who hates Western culture and wants, there's some West stooge that wants the fucking globo homo bullshit. So anyhow, that's a tangent, but
it's one more point out.
It's possibly something well worth looking into as a science segment on another episode. Because all this kind of language, it's literally newspeak.
Yeah,
I mean,
it is.
Doesn't everybody remember like the Qatar versus Cutter bullshit? And that's
Oh,
been
God,
going
yeah,
on for
same.
20 fucking years.
Yeah, exactly the same. It's
Well,
exactly the
I
same
remember
thing.
all those dipshit losers that want to change the name of Constantinople.
Never
Man,
trust a Turk.
That's lame. That is lame.
Need to make Turkey Greek again.
Yeah.
Yep. It really, really annoys all of those useless fucking what would the liberal arts wannabe historian types. Because every time they go do a dig in Turkey, it's like Greek shit. It's like, God damn it! It's almost as if the Greeks
Where's the Muslim
ruled the
thing?
area for centuries.
Yeah, strange, huh?
Like how,
I
for example,
wonder
the
where-
Elgin marbles.
I wonder where the Titan of Rhodes is. Oh, I wonder where Rhodes is, guys.
Greece.
Yes.
But it's like how the Elgin marbles. No, they weren't stolen. They were bought from the rightful owners. I believe at the time they were the Ottomans. But they were stolen from the Turks. There's no such thing as the fucking Turks at that point in history.
Yep.
Well, there's no nation state that would be described as. So they may have used the word Turk to describe them. But anyway. Yeah, the important thing is it's really fucking funny that all these wankers who want to go, oh, we're so great, and then they keep finding Greek shit. So going back to this story, we have confirmed reports that prior to conducting this act of terrorism, he stated, Aloha snack bar.
Of course.
I'm shocked that nowhere in the articles have I read yet that we're unsure as to the motives. If it was England, they would have fucking said that. We don't know what the motives were. What did he yell before the attack? Shut up, racist.
It's impossible to find out. What he yelled was just white noise for them, because whenever you hear Allahu Akbar, it's just a large shrieking sound in their ears.
Yep. And here we get to have another basic rant about journalists. They say Andy was formerly a subject of an FBI investigation material support terrorism. Do you mean formerly?
Yeah.
He was also convicted. But wouldn't that be more helpful to say there was convicted? It's like, is he formally, as in you had an investigation, which I'm unsure is the difference between an formal or informal investigation, but also have they fucked up the transcribing of it and they said formally? Or did she just have a shit accent that didn't make a difference in it? But frankly, basically, I don't trust that their quote is accurate. It's frankly irrelevant, but yes, he was the subject of an FBI investigation. The Joint Terrorism Task Force is doing evidence stuff. 10 on your side, which is local news, so we always like, I believe.
Yes.
Was able to find it.
That's the local station down in Norfolk. So it does focus a little bit more on naval related stuff, just from my experience.
Can't imagine why.
Mm.
Yeah, so he lives in an apartment building not too far from the campus. Residents there said if the shooter did in fact live there, it's shocking. Oh, and now it's a bunch of wank. Oh, but it's kind of crazy to think about that, but then at the same time, it's not supposed to have guns with this shit because you could get your lease evicted. Okay, firstly, that should be illegal. Secondly, always good to get in the anti-gun propaganda.
I do
Always
find
has
it
been,
ironic that the day that that happened was the same day legislation that comes up in my segment shows up. So
How
yeah.
very interesting. The Muslim community of Tidewater. Why is there enough Muslims for them to have a community?
Because the Democrats need more voters.
That's
Well,
the one.
no, not really in the Tidewater. That down in that neck of the woods, it is so heavily African American that it's been a blue hold for at least 2 decades now.
Oh, is it? Do they need the Muslims because the African Americans have been thoroughly emasculated by 50 years of welfare that they're incapable of being the violent uprising force that the Democrats need?
Yep, there you go.
Pepperidge Farm remembers when black nationalists were actually dangerous.
Yep.
Well, Muslims aren't faring any better, though, when you look at it.
Well, they're a bunch of violent animals, so...
Yeah, I mean, they're faring much better because there's, well, we'll get into that later.
They're using the system rather than being used by the system.
There you go.
But enough about Michigan. Blah, 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 blah. Basically, a load of shit. It's your standard form letter for a Muslim did something. Please don't treat us the way we would treat you, as in collectively. Oh, that's the guy who died. That's a shame. He was a professor of military science.
Yep. Lieutenant Colonel Shaw.
The gunman was found dead when officers arrived at 10:50. So when did this start?
Like, I don't know, 10 in the morning or something like that? Well, probably 10:30, I'm guessing.
Well, it would be interesting to know how long it took the cops to get there.
And well, the first question is, are we talking campus police that were first on the scene, or external police that were able to...
Well, based on history, the campus police are probably still running.
Probably.
Because I'm yet to see a case of a campus police officer actually being fucking useful.
I don't think we'll ever see that.
Keep looking, man.
Well, most places stripped them of their guns to save the feelings of the students.
Yep.
Yep.
Effectively rendering them ineffective for any serious situation.
Mm-hmm. And then, of course, this woman said, rendered him no longer alive. God, I hate the way that's phrased. It annoys me so much.
Yeah, it's just newspeak.
Let's quickly just look at that. Fortunately, restream now and let's do moderation. Directly through the restream interface. So that's helpful. Lots of answers here. I'm very interested to know if there's something we're not being told here, because the victim was the professor. It really feels like it was a targeted attack. Like, if you told me anywhere else that 3 people were shot and one of them was a professor, I think it was a person.
Right.
Yep.
Although it could also be that as a professor and the most senior officer there, that he put himself in harm's way first and
Well,
foremost.
true. He's a lieutenant colonel, so he has done himself some time. So it's entirely possible that he rushed the guy, and then while he was in the process of dying, distracted him long enough for the others to beat the shit out of him.
If I remember some of the earlier reporting, so quotes will be a little off, but I remember that the timeline was the perp entered the room, asked if it was the ROTC class. This guy answered, and then he opened fire, shooting the Lieutenant Colonel Shaw. Then the students closest to the door launched into him and beat him to death. Or
There
stabbed.
you go.
Yeah. That sounds more
They
like it.
rendered
That,
him non-living.
that sounds like probably the most reasonable scenario. Because if he's going to do himself an Islam, the Rotzi class seems like an opportunity. Now, Bleach, what do you reckon I could? How much would you bet that I could accurately describe the ODU's policy on concealed carry?
If it's like anything else, you can probably guess really quick.
Is it go fuck yourself?
Pretty much, yeah.
Yay!
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm right. Boo. It's bullshit.
Yeah.
Why do you reckon the chances are that shitbag knew that too? Anyway, fortunately, he got the shit kicked out of him. I hope it was a very painful death for him.
I hope it was a humiliating death where like some little like tiny Latina woman is the one that he sees last, gouging his eyes out or something.
Oh, that'd be fun.
Oh, here we go. Gunman opened fire at approximately 10:50, and when did police arrive? Around 10:50. Okay, interesting. And both victims were taken to the general hospital around 11:15. So it sounds like the cops showed up pretty quick. Conveniently, the scumbag had already been beaten to death.
Yep.
I enjoy it though, as it should be. As it fucking should be.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
It should be that way with every fucking terror attack or every mass shooter.
Yep.
Damn right.
The next one's even better though, but that's spoilers for later. So the rest of this article is nonsense. Well, not nonsense so much. I think this is some of the original reporting, possibly getting lost in there.
It's something where I think they unfortunately kind of like cover things multiple times just because
Which would be fine, but I really wish that they do like a horizontal line break and then have previous story as all at whatever publishing time.
Yeah, well, it's local news. They're just going to keep adding to it. So
Yeah.
that's one of the limitations.
Yeah, but at least it's generally reliable. Well, ish. So this is the double speak woman. Let's hopefully this plays out.
There were students that were in that room that subdued him, and rendered him no longer alive. I'm not to say it, but
Jesus, that's pathetic. Hold on, I've got an app for this.
It is with my great displeasure and horrified feelings to tell you that, women.
They rendered him the appropriate state of what a tenant should be.
Nice.
Or
I'm-
or terrorist should be, yeah.
Yeah, a puddle. A rapidly
I
cooling
also
puddle.
want to point out, so apparently he lived in or grew up in Sterling, Virginia, which is a DC suburb. And I'm not sure where he was residing prior to this incident.
They actually said
that's
he
about a
may have
3-hour
lived
drive.
in an apartment near. The news reckons he lived in an apartment near the university, but they haven't confirmed that yet.
Okay. So he was apparently went to Richmond, which is like a 2-hour, it's a 2-hour drive in reality, and like an hour drive without traffic, which never fucking happens. So and purchased a firearm off of another woman for his personal defense. So it's like she's like, yeah, I'm gonna keep with the brotherhood kind of mentality, and this is what happens when you keep with the brother. Yeah, Islam, not even once.
This is apparently some information on that. Yeah. Apparently, there's a man. Though I've also seen a picture of a thing.
Yeah, the individual is like that has been arrested was a Kenya Chapman, but I don't know if that was for the firearm or not. That's one of the references I've seen. So, with a name like Kenya, who the fuck knows? Yeah. So, SB 264. But yeah, I think this is something where we need to consider this a absolute state of things. And it's like, no, this is not good. This is because this guy was sorry, I'm collecting my thoughts and doing multiple searches at the same time. This guy, this clown, was released early from Gitmo in December 2024. Yeah, so old Joe Tato himself is responsible for this.
Of course.
And yes, Monkey, this is the guy who brought a gun to a gunfight and then got beaten to death. Which, that just tells you how pathetic that little worm of a human being was.
Well, I wouldn't call it a
you know,
human being, but hey.
He just didn't know it was a gun-free zone on the campus.
That's right.
Yeah, should have put up bigger signs. That would have helped.
You know,
Yeah.
the best
Whole
thing
tragedy
is,
could have been avoided.
you know, the best thing is if we started having places where there are no guns, we just mark them as really gun-free zones. Totally no guns here, we promise.
Well, do you know what happens if the target has a bunch of people with guns already there? It's even funnier than this. Well, it's not as funny as this story, but it's an even better outcome than this story. Meanwhile, possibly the same fucking day. Yeah, so March 12th is the story came out for this one. Meanwhile, in Michigan, so this particular video is from the next day, but there was a truck ramming attack on a synagogue. And all the videos useless.
And school.
Yeah. Synagogue and slash or school, yeah. Here we go. Synagogue attack in Michigan. The attacker who drove into Temple, Israel in West Bloomfield Township, a 41-year-old naturalized U.S. citizen, why, is dead. No one else was killed. How's that for an outcome, Trim?
Beautiful.
Yeah. A man drove his truck into a synagogue outside Detroit. Okay, I'm going to skip to the fucking punchline. Would you like to guess the name of the suburb involved in this?
Dearborn. Oh, sorry. I should have let Trim guess.
Dearborn. It's totally Dearborn.
Good job. Hold on. Good job, Trim. You got it in one. So just keep that in mind for later. We'll need that for later.
Wait, it's on the test?
Yes.
Yes.
Fuck.
Don't worry, it's open book.
Oh, thank God.
So a man drove his truck into a synagogue outside Detroit on Thursday, injuring a guard, exchanging gunfire with security officer, and causing a fire in what authorities described as a targeted act of violence against the Jewish community. Well, they're not wrong in that statement, but could they sound any more pathetic?
They could, but even they would cringe at it.
They were promised this school in 2,000 years ago. Oh, God. Okay, Trim. Second question
Yes.
on the pop
Yes.
quiz. Would you like to guess the name of the attacker?
Oh, it was
Say, can you?
something. Was it Muhammad Abdul?
Congratulations, it was Muhammad. Federal officials
Oh my fucking
identified
God.
the attacker as 41-year-old Ayman Mohammed Ghazali, a naturalized US citizen who was born in Lebanon. He was killed after aiming his truck through temple doors and down the hallway. Oh.
Oh my God.
But I'm just going to suggest to anyone designing buildings bollards. Bollards are sorry. Bollards of peace. Highly recommended. The attack ended with the guards neutralizing the attacker. By federal officials have said his cause of death was not yet clear. The bullets might have something, it might be a contributing factor.
Yeah.
I have no idea, Your Honor. I have no idea how this terrorist died. Meanwhile, you just see a Swiss cheese,
Yep.
the vague shape of a human.
About 140 students and staff members of the temple's preschool were safely evacuated, but one guard was injured. And across the country, police departments said they were stepping up patrols at houses of worship. For no particular reason. For no reason whatsoever.
Of course not.
New York Times. Here's what we know. What happened? One sentence. I assume there's more under the fold, but it's funny to just think that the New York Times knows nothing. Meanwhile,
What else is new?
over at CBS, here's a picture of the guy, apparently.
Yeah, that's the most European-looking man you'll ever see in your entire life. New European.
Is this the Middle Eastern face of white supremacy?
Yes.
It is.
It's the Middle Eastern face of generational inbreeding.
Oh, well, I mean,
You know,
Bangladeshi or
Pro tip, if you don't have a generalized cultural taboo against cousin marriage and then decide to enforce it as a cultural norm, you turn into a bunch of sub 70 IQ goat fuckers. And that's basically offensive to the goat.
yeah.
you happy to the goat in this one.
Like, this shit's like one of the reasons where the UK is trying to push for this fucking ban on cousin marriage. It wasn't a problem until you invited in infinity fucking Bomalians. Like the 1 in 10,000 or whatever, or maybe even rarer. Rarer is better, but the 1 in 10, 1 in 100,000 cousin marriages that might have happened in the UK were of statistical irrelevance. But now that you've imported tens of millions of fucking Muslims, and they do it in like half, if not more, of their fucking marriages, just it doesn't take too many generations of repetitive inbreeding to do damage. Like 1 in 10,000, 1 in 100,000 is statistically irrelevant. But when you make a fucking habit of it, then it stacks up really fucking quickly.
I mean, that's how you get the Habsburgs.
Yeah. But yeah, it wasn't a problem until they imported a bunch of people who didn't have a fucking cultural taboo towards it. Shocking. So now they're moving towards banning cousin marriage, which many people find it fair enough. But the solution is for the British politicians to grow a fucking spine, tell the EU to go fuck themselves, rip up every shred of this EU human rights crap-tastrophe, and then throw all the fucking Pakistanis out. It wasn't a
Yeah.
fucking problem until they let in unchecked desert-dwelling cousin fuckers.
I'd say savages, but hey, that works too. Same thing.
Frankly, savages are the compliment.
Yeah.
Yeah, in many ways it is. I don't think really you can give them a word that doesn't offend the other one who is the word origin is based upon.
Yeah, basically.
And the other words I want to use we can't say publicly.
Definitely not. But yeah, Rupert Lowe, Callum's saying, yeah, Rupert Lowe's on this, had a big post about it. We're going to ban cousin marriage so you can't import your cousin after you've come to the UK. Rupert. Where the fuck are my millions of deportations?
Yes.
It's addressing a symptom, not the cause. And it's not going to have a massive effect. Like, sure. Firstly, do you think Pakistan keeps birth certificates that can tell you if they're cousins? Secondly, why not just do away with these immigration laws that says they can bring their wives? Why not do away with the immigration law that says they can be there?
You know, I'm just going to bring up an old piece of legislation. It was called the Chinese Exclusion Act. Like
I would like to bring up the White
1890.
Australia policy.
Yes. There's nothing wrong with returning to this tradition.
Mm-hmm. It's fucking ridiculous. And it's a bit of a side tangent, but did you know that bigamy is illegal in the UK?
Repeat that, please. What?
Yeah.
Bigamy is illegal in the UK. It's, in fact, I don't think there's a country on earth outside of, well, the Middle East where it isn't illegal. But it's basically having more than one spouse.
Bigamy.
Having more than one spouse.
Oh.
So, in the UK, it is illegal to have more than one spouse. So, Trim, can you please explain to me why there are Muslim men in homes with 4 wives?
It is written in their holy holy book that it's okay.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, exactly. So, it's illegal to have multiple wives. So, do you know how they get around this? They just don't submit the fucking paperwork to the UK government. Which isn't a fucking problem,
Yeah,
because
because
they don't respect the fucking UK government, which is fair
Yeah,
and
they're too busy
understandable.
fucking sucking the dick of Sharia, which is all they want.
Well, that's it. Sharia says they can do it, so they get Sharia married, and that's all that fucking matters, because they hold Sharia several layers above written. So they're sitting there in these houses, which are paid for by the British taxpayer, of course. They're sitting in these houses with their 4 fucking wives, only one of which is, only the first wife gets to be the on-paper wife, though. So, all the other 3 wives, well, they're not married. They can't be married. In fact, they can't even be in a relationship with the guy on paper. So they're all single mothers, aren't they?
Yep.
Of course. Can we also
And here
just
comes
bring
the
up
train.
the fact that all these, like, you know, poly bullshit relationship things that are becoming popular in the West is probably to normalize it simply because they want to make it more welcoming for the fucking Muslims.
Honestly, I think it predates the Muslim problem. It goes back to at least the 70s with the destruction of the nuclear family.
True, yeah. There's multiple parts of it, but it's like entered the public zeitgeist again
Yeah.
really hard, and it's like, is this to normalize it? So when you see Muhammad and his 27 goats, you're not going to say shit
Mhm.
to shame you.
Exactly. And in fact, I wouldn't be surprised if they will unless England does something about it, they may see that bigamy law getting challenged. Under some gay EU right to a private life crap.
Yeah.
Yep.
Though
But-
then
but you
again,
know what's
people
not
are
private?
already scared. People are already scared of criticizing the Allah Akbars because they know there's a 50-50 chance it'll explode on you or
Yep.
decapitate you.
Yep. But yeah, anyway, my point is, well, like, they're already openly and flagrantly violating British law, at least in principle. Because technically, it's totally legal to live. Technically, it is illegal for one guy to live with four really stupid women, fuck them all, and have kids with all of them. It's technically legal. As long as he doesn't submit up the piece of paper that says he's married to the second one of them to the government, it's all good. But the point is, they are openly and flagrantly violating the spirit of the law and British cultural norms. So if Rupert Lowe does succeed in making cousin marriage illegal, so what? That only applies to the British government. The totally non-existent Sharia courts will quite happily Sharia marry a man and his cousin, daughter, sister, goat. So the only thing, so they're still going to be cousin fucking. The only thing that's going to change is whether there's a piece of paper involved or not. So granted, it may have some benefit in stopping them from getting married without meeting in years and then importing the wives, but it doesn't take much effort to take a plane ride, knock a bitch up, and then go, oh, hey, look, that's my kid, they come live with me. And, oh, look, that's the kid's mother, bring them here. And then you just sidestep the whole fucking fact that it's your cousin and go, no, that's my child and that's the mother of that child. And I'm sure, and the EU will say it's fine.
It does seem like it, doesn't it?
It's because they don't value British cultural norms or laws. They don't give two shits about Britain. If Sharia says it's fine, and remember that Sharia law says it's fine to fucking rape and murder fucking anyone. Sharia law says it's perfectly happy to marry a 6-year-old as long as you wait until she's 8 before you rape her.
I think it was 9. No. You
9.
can't do it with the only reason Muhammad didn't do it with Aisha when she was 6 is because her hair fell out. So he wait until her hair grew out properly at 9, and then he raped her.
Yeah. And it's totally coincidental that leftists want to abolish the age of consent.
Of course.
It's really hard to argue against there being a fucking shadow cabal that's pushing to tie all these disparate ideologies together.
Fucking much.
And yeah, all these frigging, we're gonna be poly losers. Imagine having no personality. Imagine having such little personality that that's something that works. And as history has shown, the only way that can work is if it's one man, multiple women, and he's allowed to beat them.
Yeah.
I can't imagine how fucking desperate and pathetic you've got to be one of several guys in a relationship with one woman. It's like, dude. And it's never attractive women that's doing this shit. At least the ones that you hear about. Anyway, speaking of a bunch of cousin fucking retards, let's go have a look at the Muslim enclave. Oh, hang on, Daily Mail. An enclave, interesting. I wonder if there are any more of those in the world, Daily Mail.
There's only one enclave I like, and there for some reason tend to be the villains in Fallout, even though they're really good guys.
Yep. So, a shooter who drove a truck loaded with explosives into a synagogue was praised by locals in his Michigan neighborhood, which is America's most Muslim. So, if we scroll down, Dearborn Heights. He lived in he worked at a popular Middle Eastern eatery. Wow, how nice. and blah blah blah. So they do the standard Navy shit where it's like, "You was a good boy. I never saw anything bad." It's like, yeah, of course not. You're Muslim. Yeah, good to, and yeah, basically it's all the people.
Same shit
All
they
this.
always say about pit bulls that maul children.
To be
Yep.
fair, I'd
We've never
trust a
heard-
pit bull before I'd trust a Muslim.
Yeah, that's
Agreed.
fair.
I mean, pit bulls don't tend to detonate when upset.
Yeah. And both will violently maul you as soon as they get the fucking chance. Though one can be domesticated.
Base Ape says, challenge. Name one thing Epstein is accused of that isn't permitted under Sharia. Drinking. Alcohol, specifically.
Yep.
There you go, monkey. Here we go. Here's the story of him. So this idiot was born in Lebanon in 1985 and entered the United States on an immediate relative visa as the spouse of an American citizen. So referring to the massive side tangent I just went on, get rid of these. After
No chain migration.
Yeah. Cancel all of these, except for wills and mailboxes. The Dirtbag then applied for naturalization on October 20th, 2015, and became a citizen on February 5th, 2016. And his ex-wife filed for divorce in August 2024. How interesting. Wayne fucking County. Ugh. Pro tip. If an Australian knows the name of your county, you may be doing something wrong. And unless you happen to have a really base sheriff that wants to kill all criminals.
Graveyard dead.
Yep.
Good old Grady Judd.
God bless that man.
So divorce was granted 7 months later and child support order was signed and filed. Reason behind their separation remains unclear. And of course they had children. Fantastic. So now we've got the children of a terrorist running around the US. All of whom will be citizens, by the way,
Of course.
because of the magic fucking soil. And then it just tells stuff you already know. I'll have one of those, please. Not the man, the gun. Though I think you all knew that. I'll also have one of those. A big armored car. And
It's probably an Oshkosh.
possibly. I'd also like a fire truck for personal use.
I prefer one that
I'm thinking
throws flames.
I want to kill those or with a 50 cal on the inside.
No. I can combine both of those. It's called the Churchill Crocodile.
True.
Hello? Pardon my Google search.
I love that. But Trim is intrigued, but Bleach already knows what the fuck it is.
I want one of these. My new favorite vehicle.
But, and it's just, oh god, something like 120 yard effective range on a flamethrower in World War II.
Yes, which is down from like a 200-yard effective range from the big World War One, like built into the ground flame projectors. It's just,
Yeah.
I'm just going to spurg out on that in silence for a moment.
But for a mobile one, pretty damn good.
Well, if I ever became a transformer, this would be my alt mode.
I got to admit that there is possibly a candidate for just really cool. It's the Hetzer Flampanzer. So it's
Sorry, a
little
Hetzer.
Hetzer tank. Yeah.
Jesus Christ, those things are
Oh,
a
yeah.
death trap to start with. And now you want to put a fuel tank in them?
Yes.
Oh,
All 20 of
that's
them were very effective.
adorable.
I
That thing's
know.
adorable.
It's my favorite tank. Well, tank destroyer, but yeah.
The advantage of the
I have-
Churchill Crocodile, though, was it still had a big gun that go bang
turret.
on the turret. Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, there's a collection of pictures that from my European trip where I just went around and found every surviving Hetzer that's a museum display.
Beautiful.
Anyway, sorry. See, this is why me and Flampanzers just.
Autism? Never heard of her.
Yeah.
Not even close.
Oh,
At
yeah.
least it's not as bad as the other week when we started talking about fucking trains.
True.
And fucking Dave, they're calling us out.
Here we fucking go again.
So yeah, that's basically all I had on that, and that's more than enough of that, I think. So let's
Yeah.
have a look what we got. I think I put Bleach first on the list, but do either of you guys have a preference which order you going?
Bleach, you go first. It gives me time to make sure everything is set up properly on my side, which is 50-50 at the best of times.
Well, I can tell you, Trim, that none of your shit is set up properly.
Yes, exactly. So Bleach goes first, regardless.
Yeah, so but Bleach shouldn't dive. Do either of you have a preference?
I don't.
I'm good either way. So
Cool. Oh, it will go over to Bleachy Boy then. Let me just get that all set up. And there we go. Whenever you're ready, Mr. Bleach.
alrighty. So yes, the legislation of the damned. So the old damnation state, the Commonwealth of Virginia, has decided to go full retard in many, many ways. Although one bit of legislation didn't get passed, and that's the definition of Islamophobia, because that's been tabled for next year, because I'm sure they don't want to, shall we say, add more fuel to the electoral fire. Danny, I don't know if it's going to be good, but it's going to be a hell of a thing. So, of the good, and the legislature is still in session, so there's time for more shit to get passed. Unfortunately, but of the 3,000 and some odd pieces of legislation that were proposed, it's what passed so far is 2,278. Since we've started, that's an additional 2 bills that have been passed this morning.
Oh, great. I'm sure
yeah.
they've all read them and definitely understand them.
Oh, yes, yes. So, something that is really fucked up about this absolute piece of shit geography is if the legislation passes through the legislature and is put on the governor's office, the governor has 30 days to sign. Most places, if a governor doesn't sign or the chief executive doesn't sign, what's everybody's guess? Except Bezic, because he and I already talked about this. What usually happens if it's not signed by the governor?
It should be tabled until it can be signed, but like it'll go back to the legislature and they'll just fucking wrangle up enough votes to pass it without their signature.
All right, Trim, what's your guess?
Not quite certain, really.
That's
But
my
it's
guess.
bound to be some bullshit.
Okay. So the correct answer, Bezic, do you want to spill it, or shall I just throw it out on the table?
I'll have a go. Is the correct answer that if the governor doesn't sign it, it just fucking goes ahead anyway?
That is correct.
No way.
Yep.
Really?
Yep.
That's retarded. Like,
Very
Well,
much
that's-
so.
fuck off.
Well, that's very much a violation of the balance of powers, right? Because the only
Exactly.
reason, the reason the governor has to sign off on it is because the governor is the executive, right? And so
Yep.
it needs the approval of the executive.
we have a
and the-
donation.
Danny Delete Zero donated $10. Gentlemen, it is my
Oh,
duty
yeah,
and
go ahead.
great
He's
displeasure
got
to
a
inform
lot
you
of
that
voice to take, Soros.
women in power. Also, Spanberger taught English literature as a substitute teacher at the Islamic Saudi Academy in Northern Virginia just before a job offer.
Oh, he cut him off. So Danny tipped $10. It says, gentlemen, it's my duty and great displeasure to inform you that women in power. Also, Spanberger taught English literature as a substitute teacher at the Islamic Saudi Academy in Northern Virginia just before a job offer by the CIA. How fucking lovely.
Yep. So yes, very, very much a spook in every sense of the word, with the exception of one, but that's just because she's a white woman. And yes, Kingdom, we did already cover the ROTC students beating their attacker to death. So, yeah, so Virginia is fucked. Yeah, I mean, it's absolutely fucked. So, picked through some of the prime legislation that will get everybody the most angry. So we'll pass through that and then come back to
Yay.
the general bullshit, because there's a lot of it. There's a lot of it. And hell, new bullshit legislation may have passed in between. So, first bill we'll talk about is, this one didn't pass. This has been tabled. But this is Senate Bill 624, bill to amend and enact the Code of Virginia, resulting in assault and battery with the definition of Islamophobia penalty. Any person who commits simple assault or battery is guilty of a Class 1 misdemeanor. If this has been caused by religious conviction, including Islam, it's going to be at least a 6-month confinement. So this is basically hate crime legislation. It's been tabled for 2027, just again for optics. So this one is waiting. Oh, go ahead.
We'll say that, and it's entirely unconstitutional.
Yeah.
It's evil.
Welcome to the old damnation state.
True.
So this is when it says enrolled, that means it's been sent to the governor and it's passed the legislative committees, been voted on. It's just waiting to be signed. So again, this is just one of those what the fuck act to amend the Code of Virginia relating to migrant labor camp permit expiration. In the past, it had always been December 31st. Now it rolls for a whole 12 months. So, yeah, it's like you can apply and get this permit and just have it roll through, and it's dumb, but whatever. So, this one I haven't had a chance to read, but this is Act to amend and enact in the Code of Virginia relating to military and emergency laws, local emergency management plans. So this is interesting. So from every 4 years to every 5, Each local and interjurisdictional agency shall conduct a comprehensive review and revision of emergency operations. The reason why I dislike it is now that this has been enacted, since Virginia has a off-year gubernatorial election, that makes it so much easier for them to have this carry over when the next governor is a Republican or independent, rather than just let it cycle through. So yeah, this is local. This is interference on a local level. It's very minor, but it is a detail that I think is worth pointing out. So we also have adding a numbered section related to elections administrative duties of electoral local boards, certification, grounds for removal, and civil penalty. So we'll just go through with what's been added. State board shall institute proceedings against any member of an electoral board who neglects or refuses to carry out clear ministerial duty of office in accordance with law. So maybe you refuse to vote the way that they wish, so now there's a criminal penalty. Such duties are clear ministerial duty of office, non-discretionary, and neglect of such duty and refusal to perform duty shall be grounds for removal. Again, if you say this is bullshit, they will remove you. Yeah, and to Danny's question, it used to be like seasonal workers, that sort of thing, but that definition keeps expanding. So you could probably make an argument that migrant labor camp is suddenly like, Pedro showing up illegally, hanging out in the Home Depot parking lot. It's that level of bullshit. So, again, if local electoral board fails to perform any duty, yada, 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 it's basically implementing ways to say, yes, you're not going to do it the right way, so we're going to remove you and put in our people. So, yep. Then failure to certify election and civil penalty. In addition to other penalties provided by law, any member of an electoral board who fails or refuses to certify results of an election subject to a civil penalty, the amount not exceeding $1,000. So, yeah, it's all fuck you. You're not doing it our way. We're going to fuck you over, remove you, screw the local people.
That's what they always fucking do.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Just rubber stamp here, please. Why even bother having electors if they can't not certify?
Well, having someone object is a violation of our democracy.
Well, democracy's lame and gay, so what next?
Yeah. So we've got Constitutional Amendment of Virginia, Article 1, Section number 11A, for reproductive freedom. So this is a constitutional amendment that will be up for a vote in November. There's one in November, and then there's another bullshit thing going on April 21st, which is, they picked it for a reason. It's because people are not going to be out voting. So we'll read through this. I'm trying to keep it as brief as possible, but God, this is a shit show, and everyone out there in the U.S. should be very concerned about a Democrat legislature from here on out, and these are the reasons why.
Of course.
So, fundamental right to reproductive freedom, that every individual has the fundamental right to reproductive freedom, including the ability to make and carry out decisions relating to one's own prenatal care, childbirth, postpartum care, contraception, abortion care, miscarriage management, and fertility care. An individual's right to reproductive freedom shall not be directly or indirectly denied, burdened, or infringed upon unless justified by a compelling state interest achieved in the latest restrictive means, or least restrictive means.
I'm sorry, a compelling state interest. We have decided that there are too many white kids, therefore we have a state interest in you having an abortion. That's what that fucking law says.
You are absolutely correct. Well, welcome to hell. Notwithstanding the above, the Commonwealth may regulate the provision of abortion care in the third trimester, provided that in no circumstance shall the Commonwealth prohibit an abortion, that in the professional judgment of a physician is medically indicated to protect the life of or physical or mental health of the pregnant individual.
Individual, huh?
The Commonwealth shall not discriminate in the protection enforcement of this fundamental right, shall not penalize, prosecute, or otherwise take adverse action against an individual based on such individual's own exercise of this fundamental right, or such individual's own actual, potential, perceived, or alleged pregnancy outcomes, including miscarriage, stillbirth, or abortion. The Commonwealth shall not penalize, persecute, or otherwise take adverse action against the individual for aiding, assisting. Yeah, so this is all basically reactionary to what had happened in Texas. The purpose of this section is to a state interest in compelling only if it is limited to the purpose of maintaining, providing the health of an individual seeking care consistent with clinical standards, evidence-based medicine, so bullshit, and not infringed on the individual's autonomous decision-making. It shall be self-executing.
Does that even make sense? Is that even formed as a functional sentence?
No.
Okay, good. I'm glad we're all having the same stroke then.
Yes. So, moving on. So this is relating to the Voting Right Act of Virginia. So it just was the code now. It's the Voting Right Act. So yeah, Bobcat, Virginia's gone. I'll be outside. All the fucking way. And Kingdom, it gets worse. It just always gets worse. And Callum, no, it's France is not nearly as fucked as Virginia is right now. It just isn't. So, yeah, Danny is correct. We've discovered that women's most pressing issue is they can kill their babies. Yeah, we can stop universal suffrage.
Mm-hmm.
So this is the Voting Rights Act. Protected class means a group of citizens protected from discrimination based on race, color, membership in a language minority. A language minority.
Fuck does that even mean, dude?
That's why, if I start speaking French or German, am I now a protected language minority?
Fucking language.
Right. You're gonna have to learn Esperanto.
If you can't speak English, you can't fucking come. Fuck off.
Yeah.
Agreed.
Racially polarized voting means the extent to which the candidate preferences of members of a protected class or other voters in the jurisdiction having diverged in elections for the office at issue and other offices in which voters have been presented a choice between candidates who are members of the protected class and candidates who are not members of the protected class.
What?
Racially polarized voting. Yeah.
That's meaningless. That doesn't define anything.
But basically, my interpretation of this is if you have a preference for people speaking English, they can come after you.
Fuck off.
No, unfortunately, Supreme Court has long ruled that telling the government to go fuck themselves is the purest form of the First Amendment, so Virginia can suck my dick.
Don't offer that. They'll fucking do it.
They'll make law against.
No voting qualification or prerequisite to voting law, ordinance, rule, standard practice, or procedure. They got rid of or. Shall be imposed, enacted, or implemented by state or any locality in a manner that results in, is likely to result in, or is intended to result in the denial, abridgment, or right of any members of a protected class to vote. Not right of it. This is what they struck out. Denial, abridgment, or right of any citizen of the United States based on race, color, or membership in a language minority group.
But they struck out the reference to citizen.
Yes.
How convenient.
Very convenient. All right, here we go again. Violation of subsection A is established if the basis of totality of circumstances is shown that the challenged qualification, law, ordinance, rule, standard practice, or procedure likely to result in blah, 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 blah. Material disparity between members of a protected class or other eligible voter in regards to voter participation, access to voting opportunities, or opportunity to participate in the political process.
And of course, there's that delightfully vague likely.
Yes. So what they struck out is the political process leading to the nomination election in the state or locality not equally open to the participation of members protected class. Members, yada, yada, yada. So again, this goes back to this language minority bullshit. So this is where it also gets really interesting. Oh. Vote dilution prohibited. Any governing body of locality shall not apply method of election in a manner that has the effect of impairing equal opportunity ability of members of a protected class to nominate or elect candidates of their choice to influence the outcome of the election, resulting of diluting or abridging vote members of the protected class. So again, this is all opening the doors to if you're a non-citizen, they can't say you can't vote because you're a linguistically protected minority. What a load of horseshit. So, evidence concerning projected changes in populations or demographics shall not be considered in the determination of the violation of the subsection. So, yeah, basically, the federal census is now not counting non-citizens. Guess what? Virginia's going to do it anyway. Yeah.
Wow.
What a stupid set of people.
Oh, no, evil. They're fucking evil.
They're also stupid, but yes, they're definitely.
Yep. So, let's see. We'll get into minority language accessibility. Whenever a covered locality provides any voting election materials, shall provide such materials in the language of the applicable minority group as well as in English. Such materials shall be of equal quality to the corresponding English language materials produced at the same time as the English language material for text or communication, translated solely in automated translation service, are presumed to be insufficient to completely convey the intent and essential meaning. Yeah. And LGM, Washington, D.C. has basically been a cancer to Virginia and made it a DC bedroom community. Yes. So it just keeps going on, and then it changes causes of action and remedy. So they struck out all of this to replace it with an individual aggrieved by a violation of this chapter, any organization whose membership includes members of a protected class or individuals aggrieved by a violation of this chapter, any organization whose mission would be frustrated by the violation of this chapter, any organization that would result in expenditure of resources to fulfill its mission and its violation of this chapter. In action resulting in the redistricting, any individual with standing to challenge any single district plan shall be deemed to have standing in challenging districting and redistricting plan as a whole.
I would like a new law. Whoever decided that laws should be written like that should be shot.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. So, yeah, again, this is basically opening the doors for the Soroses to come in and fuck Virginia long term. Long term. They've codified this into law. It's insane. So, it gets worse.
Of course, it always gets worse.
Please stop. How? How can it get worse?
Oh, well, good thing you asked him.
Let me read the title, Trim, and you will just lose your fucking mind. An act to amend and reenact the Code of Virginia and amend the Code of Virginia by adding Chapter 2, blah, 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 relating to presidential electors and the agreement among states to elect president by national popular vote compact.
What?
Agreement among the states to elect president by national popular vote. Agreement, national vote to form a compact. Why the fuck do they have to repeat it 17 fucking times?
Because they're idiots.
Oh, it's a woman.
No, this is not a woman that wrote this. This was some effete dude.
I don't think it was even a human. Humans don't think like this.
Yeah. Well,
Bureaucrats.
progressives aren't human.
True.
The agreement among the states.
Sorry, I just want to know if this goes the way I think, are they trying to fucking bypass the Electoral College?
Yes.
Of course they are.
Oh,
Good thing Trump won the popular vote as well, so fuck him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So the agreement among states to elect the president by national popular vote is enacted into law and entered into all jurisdictions, legally joining them to form this form substantially as follows. Any state in the United States and the District of Columbia may become a member of this agreement by enacting this agreement. Fuck you. The right of the people in member states to vote for president and vice president, each member state shall conduct a statewide popular election and vice president of the president and vice president. So it's a lot of bullshit basically saying, fuck it, we're going with the national popular vote because we don't like the fact that a Democrat may not win.
We don't want those dirty country Republicans having a say in what us beautiful city people want.
Yep.
Yeah. Better wash out with all the fucking fakes in the cities.
So this is something any member may withdraw from this agreement except that with a withdrawal occurs 6 months or less prior to the end of a president's term shall not become effective until a president or vice president has been qualified for the next term. So if, say Virginia goes through a massive change, it's not likely to happen, but let's just say if. When that happens, and it's 6 months to Trump being out of office, and the reign of JD Vance comes in or whoever. This is still saying you're still bound, no matter what your legislature does, still bound to this compact. So fuck this. Fuck this. This is truly absolute evil. And I recommend anyone who's interested in parsing this out more look at Commonwealth of Virginia 2026 session, House Bill 965. Because there's a lot here, and I'm just not going to make time to go through all this bullshit. So let's see, looking at the chat here, Danny is correct. Entirely unconstitutional. Virginia is trying to be Canada in Dixie. Dixie's dead, man. I mean, it got butchered, unfortunately. Virginia's gone now. North Carolina's pretty much on its way out. Georgia's next. It's a plague of rats coming out of the Northeast and DC. We call them carpetbaggers still, but fucking hell. Kingdom, if you were cursed enough to be in Virginia, you'd take up West Virginia offer. There should and there needs to be a movement in the western third of the state, basically from the Blue Ridge Mountains west, to be part of the greater West Virginia movement, because it's just awful. Let's see. Yada, yada, yada. Yeah, Bobcat, we need serious federal election reform or we're doomed. Yeah, we need the SAVE Act. And these cocksuckers fucking around with it need to fuck right off.
Yeah.
No, Spermberger, I can't remember if it is tiny or not. But at this point, it doesn't matter because she's a fucking spook with the CIA. So.
And spooks aren't people.
No. Well, Palmetto State, PSA. I thought PSA was still in South Carolina. So doesn't mean a damn thing. And Danny, everywhere not dim in that state needs to apply to West Virginia. Yeah, the greatest state of Virginia. Hell, I'd be happy just being a mountaineer. Fuck the rest of this shit. All right, moving on. So, proposing amendment to Section 1 relating to qualifications of voters and the right to vote for persons not entitled to vote. So this is primarily for restoring, privileges to those that have been convicted of felonies. But I'm curious what the main strike through here is. No person who has been convicted of a felony shall be entitled to vote during any period of incarceration, of a felony conviction. But such a person, upon release from incarceration for that felony conviction or further action required, without further action required of him. So not women. Okay, so they're stripping voting rights from women. That's the way I'm reading it. Probably a typo, but I'm running with it, shall be invested with all political rights, including the right to vote. And no person who has been adjudicated to be mentally incompetent, that's been struck out by a court of competent jurisdiction to lack the capacity to understand the act of voting, shall be entitled to vote. So, they're not banning women from voting. They're just saying that they're
yeah, they're not banning women from voting. They're included in mentally incompetent. Yeah, what a shit show.
Oh, it gets better.
Oh, for fuck's sake.
Oh yeah. So this is a bill to direct the Department of Military Affairs to assess the feasibility and develop recommendation related to the establishing of a sexual offense prevention and response officer position within the sexual offense prevention response and advocacy. So this is for like the Virginia Defense Force and Virginia National Guard. So the Department of Military Affairs, the department, shall be directed to assess the feasibility and develop recommendations relating to the establishment of a sexual offense prevention and response officer, the position and yada, 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 to perform victim advocacy services, including helping victims of certain criminal sexual assault offenses to make restricted and unrestricted reports. So this is college campus bullshit.
Of course.
In conducting the assessment and developing of yada, yada, yada. So they're wanting this by November 1st, 2026. But yeah, so it's not defined, but it's like, it's there. And yes, it will all be Muhammad. So,
of course.
This is where it gets really fucked.
Oh, come on!
So, for background, Virginia was an open carry state. That means as long as it was visible and you legally owned it, you could carry whatever fucking firearm you could pump around. This changes that. Act to amend and reenact the Code of Virginia relating to carrying assault firearms in public areas.
That's the one that included fucking handguns with more than 10 rounds, isn't it?
That's a different one.
Well, when you add them both together, if you can't have an assault weapon, but an assault weapon's a fucking handgun.
So that it does include that language, but that's not the first case of it. So here we fucking go. So again, the language originally was "it shall be," and then it will change to "it is unlawful for any person to carry." They removed "a loaded," so it used to be "it shall be unlawful for any person to carry a loaded firearm." Now it is unlawful for any person to carry any of the following on or about his person in a public street, road, alley, sidewalk, or public right-of-way, or in any public park, or any place wherever nature, of whatever nature, that is open to the public. Yeah.
Absolutely thoughts.
Any semi-automatic centerfire rifle, pistol that expels a single or multiple projectiles by the action of explosion of combustible material with a fixed magazine in excess of 10 rounds. Yeah. And so, yeah, that's mind-blowing. It used to say a combustible material and is equipped at the time of the offense with a magazine that will hold more than 20 rounds of ammunition or is designed by the manufacturer to accommodate a silencer or equipped with a folding stock. Still bullshit, but now it's worse. And new language, all through here. Any semi-automatic rifle that expels a single multiple projectiles by action of an explosion and it has the ability to accept, not equipped, but accept a detachable magazine and has one of the following characteristics: a folding or telescoping or collapsible stock, a thumbhole stock, or a pistol grip that protrudes conspicuously beneath the action of the rifle, a second hand grip protruding that can be held with the non-trigger hand, a grenade launcher, or a threaded muzzle capable of accepting a sound suppressor, flash suppressor, a muzzle brake, or a muzzle compensator.
So these fucking idiots don't even know what a muzzle brake is. But also, it said capable of accepting a detachable magazine. Hey, Keltag, do I have a fucking idea for you?
Mm-hmm. and again, like the threaded barrel. So that's like basically every AR that's ever been out there.
Yeah.
With some exceptions when they're not, the target rifles, but yeah. A semi-automatic center fire pistol that has the ability to accept a detachable magazine and has one of the more following characteristics: a second hand grip protruding, held by a non-trigger hand, a capacity to accept a magazine that attaches to the pistol outside of the pistol grip. This is the workaround for short barrel rifles. A shroud that is attached to or partially completely encircles the barrel and permits the shooter to hold the pistol in a non-trigger hand without being burned. A threaded barrel of accepting a sound suppressor, flash, barrel extender, or a forward hand grip, a buffer tube, arm brace, or any part that protrudes horizontally below the pistol grip. So again, this is that AR pistol nonsense. So, and then also semi-automatic shotgun.
What?
Is it
Yeah.
a pipe that can fire a bullet? Then it is illegal because we are fucking pussies, all of us.
Yeah. Don't worry. I give it about 5 minutes before the UK or Australia goes, oh, you'd like to buy a pipe from the hardware store? You're going to need show ID for that.
Yep.
Oh, yeah.
And so, again, folding stock, all that shit. A fixed magazine capacity in excess of 7 rounds or a revolving cylinder. Yeah. So what I find interesting here is also a shotgun magazine holding more than 7 rounds, longest ammunition chambered, and then it specifically talks about certain areas like the city of Alexandria, Chesapeake, Fairfax, Falls Church, Newport News, Norfolk, Richmond, Virginia Beach, and counties of Arlington, Fairfax, Henrico, Loudoun, and Prince William. All fucking Nova, which is the DC area. So, and then also restricted, a firearm that has the capacity to accept belt-fed ammunition, or a firearm that has been modified to be operable as an assault firearm described. So, yeah, so you've got, I don't know, like a 22. Well, it's not centerfire, but yeah, a 22 with a detachable magazine could theoretically, if they change the language further, be in that realm. So, yeah, the provisions of this, and this is also where it gets interesting. Provisions of this section shall not apply to law enforcement officers in the performance of their official duties, military personnel in performance of their official duties, or any member of the Cadet Corps recognized by a public institution of higher education while such members are in performance of sanctioned military training or such member participating in the official ceremony. What they cut out was, or any person having a valid concealed handgun permit. Yeah.
Hmm.
And then the other shit that is tacked on at the end, that the provisions of this act may result in net increase in periods of imprisonment or commitment. Pursuant to the Code of Virginia, estimated amount of necessary appropriation cannot be determined for periods of imprisonment in the state adult correctional facilities. Therefore, Chapter 725, Criminal Sentencing Commission can assign a minimal fiscal impact of $50,000.
Jesus.
Who's gonna believe you for money for nothing?
Yeah. See, yada, yada, yada. What is Nick Freitas doing about this? Not a damn thing. He really won't, and he can't because he's comfortable now. Yeah. And yeah, West Virginia basically is like, hey, you want a machine gun? You should have a machine gun in West Virginia, which is based as hell. Don't think I'm not considering moving to West Virginia. If West Virginia won't come to me, I might go to it. All right. So this one is the Code of Virginia relating to early childhood care, and so this is just a bit of weird, like it changes from family day homes to home-based child care, which is weird. And let's see, there's something in here, and there's just too much, so I'm gonna fucking skip it because there's 33 fucking pages, and I lost my place. So
Fair. There's a lot of stupid shit, though. I can't fault you for that.
Oh yeah. So amend the Code of Virginia by adding the section relating to local law enforcement agencies' firearm give back or buyback programs.
Yeah, make them illegal.
If only. So what they changed was, let's see. Yeah, as part of the program, the buyback shall be authorized, shall be destroyed by the local law enforcement agency or locality. And what they used to have was, unless the person surrendering the firearms requests in writing that the firearm be offered for sale by public auction or sealed bids to a person licensed dealer pursuant to yada, yada, yada. So yeah, it's like you surrender your firearm, it has to be destroyed. It cannot be sold at a public auction to those that can legally own it. Because fuck you. For this purpose of this section, and again, this is where it gets fucky. For this purpose, antique firearm is determined by subsection F. Destroyed means permanently rendering the firearm inoperable through approved mechanical means such as melting, shredding, or crushing, so that it cannot be restored. Historically significant firearm means any firearm that's at least 40 years old is not an antique firearm and possesses historic yada, yada, yada. So, yeah, this is something where, it's a cool old gun. Destroy it. Fucking destroy it.
What?
Oh, yeah. So then this is also really weird. Each county and law enforcement agency shall, and any town law enforcement agency may develop policies to implement the buyback by 2028. Designate where a person shall voluntarily return the firearm. Require that any firearm voluntarily returned under such a program be subjected to forensic testing. If such a firearm is determined to have been used in the commission of a crime, that such firearm may be retained for receiving as evidence. So it kind of makes sense, but you know that they're going to be like, hey, yeah,
that immediately defeats the purpose of fucking buybacks.
Yes. Let's see. Require any firearm be returned under such a program to the original owner, provided that the firearm was determined to be stolen or lost. Fair, but you know that they're going to be like, well, you can't have this, fuck you. Require that voluntary firearm is returned under such program be destroyed within 90 days after the determination that the firearm is not evidence required for prosecution. And then, where is it? Require that the identity of the person of the firearm be kept confidential, but that doesn't necessarily mean that if it's in commission of a crime, that they're not going to come after you.
Well, it clearly means that they are. Otherwise, why the fuck would they be keeping them for evidence?
Yep. Exactly. So, yeah, moving on. Let's see.
How many more do we have?
We've got 1, 2, 3, 4 more, but they're quick.
Okay.
So, relating to the storage and firearms, the residence of a minor or person prohibited from possessing a firearm is present. Yeah, so they define minor, but this is any person who possesses a firearm, any resident where such a person knows that a minor or person who is prohibited by law from possessing a firearm shall store such a firearm and the ammunition for such a firearm, any locked container, compartment, cabinet that is inaccessible for a minor or prohibited person. Firearm may be stored loaded. Oh, how gracious of them. Provided that such a firearm is stored in a storage device with a combination lock, coded lock, or biometric lock, and that no minor person or prohibited, blah, 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 is authorized user. Yeah. So basically, you have to use a safe. It's like, you've got some other storage. Nope, you've got to use a safe. Fuck you. You have to use a safe.
Oh, so define inaccessible. Because I'm yet to meet a safe that's inaccessible from a man with access to power tools and line voltage.
Yep.
In fact, that's going to become a problem. My neighbor's getting some renovations done, and it's going to take a couple of weeks. And he can't stay in the house while that's being done, so he's not going to fucking leave his guns in the safe. Well, there's fucking tradies wandering in and out. Oh yeah, a bunch of random fucking strangers with power tools. Yeah, that's no risk bit near the fucking safe.
Yeah, not at all. Not at all.
Fortunately, it's my neighbor, and I have a safe, so.
Yeah. So again, so we're one more here. Each local school board shall develop and implement a policy to require the notification of a parent of each student enrolled in the school division by email or text within 30 calendar days of the first day of the school year of the importance of securely storing prescription drugs.
Oh, fuck off.
It gets better. It prescription drugs to safely store any firearm present in the household. And a parental notification includes information to relevant state laws, regulation, and the safe firearm storage and child access to firearms, firearm-related accidents, injuries, yada, yada, yada. Yeah. So it's basically the school board now has to say, oh, well, you've got a gun. This is how you're supposed to store it. And if not, I guarantee this opens up the door for CPS to come in and start fucking people over.
Yeah.
If little Billy says, oh, I saw Dad's gun, because it's like, now the teachers have to report that little Billy saw Dad's gun. Now, Dad might be a cop. Dad might be a member of the military. But because they mentioned the gun, now CPS is getting
Next question. Does that mean that Billy isn't allowed to go to the range with Dad?
He'll probably
No.
get shot if he does by law enforcement.
There is a provision that says that parents can give permission to their minor children to access the firearm, but it's vague.
How delightfully useless these laws are.
Yes. So again, another long one, but we don't really need to go into all the details. But this is the assault firearms bullshit. So assault firearm means any firearm that's determined by the other thing. Federal firearms licensee is someone who's pursuant to the U.S. Code, amended as federal firearms licensed. So we don't need to go through this 11 pages of pure evil, but I'm gonna read some of the highlights for this, just because. Importation, sale, manufacture of assault firearms, prohibition and penalty. And then I would highly recommend everyone read this that wants to be angry. Purchase, possession, or transportation of a firearm following conviction of importation. But this is conviction for importation, sale, possession of an assault firearm, because they're misdemeanors. You can be so it's not a felony, but it's a misdemeanor. But they're going to prohibit you in future. Prohibiting selling of firearms to certain persons. Not a big thing, but it's still there. And again, this is 11 pages of bullshit. And then
Welcome to Norway, dude.
No, fuck you. So again, these are the definitions we've already
deal with this kind of gay shit.
Yeah.
Oh, we have to. You gotta jump through so many fucking hoops just to own a 22 LR pistol.
Well, don't forget that in Australia, paintball guns are guns.
Yeah.
So, yep. No person shall sell an assault firearm defined for money, goods, services, or anything else of value. Any person willfully, intentionally sells firearms defined shall be guilty of a Class 1 misdemeanor. Again, this is going back to that earlier where, yeah, we're just going to fuck you over. Magazine restrictions. Yeah. All bullshit. All absolute bullshit. And again, remember, the governor doesn't have to sign this for it to become law. And this is House Bill 217 by this fat little Bangladeshi bastard. And then, let's see. Oh, this is relating to the